Okay.
Well, hello there. It's me, Stu, here for you. And oh my goodness, do I have a treat for you today. Vanya, welcome. Thank you for coming and joining us.
Thanks for having me. It's so exciting to be here.
I am excited to chat with you because a lot has happened in a very short period of time with you and your business. You had an established audience, but you weren't really generating revenue from that audience like you are now
No.
with your membership. And so I want to unpack what's happened and what has transpired. And I'm excited to dive right in. But before we get to that, talk to us about who is it that you serve in your market?
So I inspire busy mums to try new recipes by providing monthly themed ebooks, which full of delicious recipes, which once they start trying my recipes, going to create confidence in the kitchen and make them feel more organized and take the stress out of cooking.
So you save moms a whole lot of time, energy, and effort and make them look amazing with the meals that they're cooking.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's awesome. Okay, so
Yeah.
talk to me about, where you were before starting a membership, because as I mentioned, like you had been serving your audience for free in a variety of different ways. So talk to us about what that looked like.
So I had quite an established Facebook page. I think I had almost 80 to 100,000 followers on Facebook, and then my Instagram was about 40,000, and I'd just been sharing my recipes, directing them to my website. So I was making revenue off my website, but I was cooking on Instagram stories and sharing lots of recipes there. And then Tracy Harris suggested that I do a membership, and I was like, what are you talking about? What is this thing, a membership? I couldn't do that. And then I did Tribe and went from there. So
well, speaking of Tracy Harris, there she is right there. Look, Tracy. Good to see you. So
she must be up early. It must be really early in Australia.
Yeah, she's kind of sick. Yes, it is very early. So good to see everybody. So okay, I want to go back to this moment. You hear this idea of a membership, and you said you're like, well, what is that? Like, I don't know about that. But before we get to that,
resistant to it.
Yeah, you were resistant. So talk to me, where was that resistance coming from? What were you afraid of?
I'm just such a cheapskate. I don't want to take money off people. And I was like, what can I offer them? I was just really resistant, and I didn't know where to start pretty much.
So where do you think that comes from though? Because I know that there's people watching and listening that are in the same boat where it's like, I don't like this idea of like selling stuff. I'm totally fine giving it all away for free. I'll give it away for free on my blog and on social, but selling something, people kind of get a little squirrely. So what do you think was it? What was causing?
I think it was just like a money mindset block. Like I don't know. I don't know. I just thought, why should people pay me for this? I should just give it to them for free. Like you said, just a block really in my mindset, I think. But I had a lot of followers that did want to get closer to me or work closer with me. So that was a good way to start, like do the founding members launch and stuff like that. People did want to get like in my inner circle from my social media following.
Okay, well, we're going to break down like what happened here in just a minute. But I also want to ask you, were you at that time, like, do you think that there was any doubt around would people even be willing to pay me for this?
So much self-doubt. You're like, would people actually pay for this? But and it took me like my membership. I'm about to design my 22nd ebook. So I've done it for 22 months now. It took me probably a year to like have faith and and really back myself and think this is an awesome product,
So even after you launched it, you were still doubting yourself.
Yeah. And I wasn't enjoying launching, and I still felt a bit salesy, and it's definitely a whole process that you go through.
Yeah, and I don't think this gets talked enough about. Is like the emotional and psychological side of like growing a business. Like there's all kinds of emotions. I went through the same thing. I had a block for me. I felt ridiculously guilty about making money, and because for me it felt like at the time it felt like selfish, and I had I grew up in a blue collar working family where in my mid-20s I was making more than both my parents combined, and I felt really guilty about that. But what I realized was like money's not a bad thing. Money's actually like a really good thing, because the more we have, the more good we can do. And it shifted my mindset around money. And now I love making money. Money's an amazing thing because it allows us to do a whole lot more good and give to the people and causes that we're passionate about. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll get off my soapbox. I want to get back to your story here. So you decide to explore this idea of a membership. And I think what's important for everybody watching and listening is that you had been producing a lot of content for free for a long period of time. And there's always this friction of like, yeah, but if I'm giving content away for free, why would anybody pay for it? Now, how did you navigate that in your mind? What was going to be the difference for you between your paid content and your free content?
Well, I think I did a lot of learning, like from you and then from Tracy, and yeah, there is millions of recipes out there for free. So it was just all about thinking, I'm going to take the stress out of it. We're going to do a monthly ebook with only 10 recipes. Out of that 10 recipes, you may make 5 of those recipes. And out of those 5 recipes, you're going to love at least 3 or 4 of them that you'll add to like your everyday meal plans and stuff like that. So it was more about taking making it easy, because I've taken these recipes, I've made sure they're easy and delicious and your family's going to love them. So it was just making it easy for people and taking the thinking out of it so they don't have to go trawling the internet to find the right recipes. So yeah, just simplifying it for people and putting it in front of them and on a platter pretty much.
Yeah, well, and I appreciate you sharing this because this question comes up, right? And, well, why would somebody pay for my paid content when, similar content is available for free all across the internet? And the reality of it is you hit the nail on the head. Like, people don't want to have to spend the time sifting and sorting through all of this content. Like, it's way easier, way more convenient to have a trusted source like yourself, curate content and just deliver the few things that are going to be valuable for them. And people are willing and wanting to pay somebody to do that. And you step right into this. Okay. Yeah. So then talk to me. You decide to move forward with this idea of a membership. We talked about the founding member launch. What happened? Talk to me about what you did here.
So I did Tribe, and then I launched it probably about 6 weeks after Tribe because I had to set up my website in Kajabi, and I wanted it to like look really good. So I did a branding photo shoot, which was cool. So it was all the colors and stuff. So it was slightly more curated than the like just email everyone, this is what I want to do. But so my first founding members launch was 330 members. So I was really happy with that.
Okay, so Vanya, just time out. Like, what goes through your mind? You put this founding member launch out there. You invite people to join your membership. You have over 300 people join. Yeah. What is going through your mind in that moment?
I was so excited because I was watching the little stats go up like ching ching. Oh, it was so cool, and it was like cool that they'd had the faith in me. And then that was about 2 weeks before they even got their first product, which was the ebook. So each month I do a 10-page recipe ebook, like this kind of thing. So it's on a different theme. And then the first one was like chicken dinners or something. Oh, there we are. And then so they get the ebook, and back at the start of the membership, I was delivering more. So there was like monthly live. I scaled back my deliverables over the years because, as you can see, it gets harder. But I was doing lives and tutorials and stuff a little bit as well. So I was stoked to have that many new members. It was really exciting, and to have that income coming in, and knowing that I think it was when I launch, it's usually always about 30% annuals. So it was a low price. My membership is a low price. So it was $7.50 New Zealand for founding members per month. And now it's up to $12.50. So it's still quite a low price membership because I'm kind of comparing it to like a recipe magazine kind of thing. But it's got the community there and stuff. So so it was $75 for the year for the founding members. So those founding members are still there, being amazing. And now they've still got it for $75 a year. So yeah, I think they're pretty happy with the price.
Okay, so did you experience any self-doubt the moment that all these members, join the membership, and then the reality kicks in of like, oh my gosh, this is now a thing. Like, it was an idea before, now it's a thing.
Now I've got to provide some content for these people, and I'm just going to keep providing content. So it is a bit of a content wheel at the moment, but now that I'm making more money, I've got a team. There's 4 other women on my team. They're all working part-time and they're different skill sets, but it's amazing to be able to support other people's families from having a team as well. And they're doing a fun job that they love. and I used to try and cook all the recipes as much as possible, but now I'm kind of like time blocking it, and we'll cook like 5 or 6 recipes in one day. Some will be helping me, some will be typing the recipes up. So we've got it nailed down a little bit more organized now, which is
And
awesome.
I want to talk to you about this because you hinted that you have scaled back the amount of content that you are creating. Talk to me about this, because I know you've heard me say it, and but you know, it's much more powerful when others say it too. But why did you scale back the content? What did you find?
I just couldn't physically do it all, like create the new recipes. And then I was promising for the first 5 months, I did like an interview with one of my other food blogger friends and asked them about all their favorite meals and stuff. And then I was also going live in the Facebook group about different topics. And I just kind of scaled back the live side of it, so I didn't have that time restraint. I'm still in the Facebook group a lot, but it's more commenting and stuff. So the deliverables pretty much is the ebook PDF each month. And now I've made each month I've kind of made the monthly ebook email more of a community email. So in the emails, like, here's your new ebook, and today it's all about winter warmers because it's winter or whatever. And then I'll also in the monthly EDM share like the member of the month, and then we share photos from the Facebook group. So the people that aren't on Facebook feel like they're getting part of the community as well. And then what I've been up to. So instead of having to jump in live, it's more about that monthly email and the less deliverables, so I don't have to jump on Facebook at night.
Yeah, and this is a big lesson for everybody watching, because it's natural. This happens time and time again. You know, we want to do an amazing job, so we're like, okay, well, I'm going to give them this, I'm going to give them this, and you know, the kitchen sink here, have that too, and you know, here's my other, you can have my children. Like we try to throw in all these things, and then we realize, like, wait a minute, like, A, we don't need to do that, and B, it's creating more stress for ourselves, and we don't want to do that either, and C, people aren't consuming it all. Like, and if they're not consuming it all, it's not benefiting them, right? Like, so I appreciate you sharing this, because the reality of it is that less is actually more in a membership. And I love seeing how that came to be. So let's fast forward. Like you mentioned, you've been doing this for 22 months now. Like, where are you at now? What's going on in the membership now?
So my last launch, so I've launched quarterly, because you know how launches like take over your life. So that was my first webinar launch, which I really enjoyed. I've never done one of those, so it kind of was a great way to like show my authority, and especially the Q&A at the end. I love that part of being able to talk about the membership a bit more casually and answer specific questions which referred back to the membership. So that launch was like 240, and that's took me up to 1,050 members. So I've hit the 1,000 mark.
You cracked the 1,000 member mark.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So happy about reaching 1,000 members, which is really exciting.
What have you learned from the experience of that initial founding member launch to now more than 1,000 members? What are some big takeaways from the experience? I think
lots of you're solving people's problems and talking about their overwhelm, what keeps them up at night, what they're thinking about when they're like, what should I cook? So it's just like making it easy for them, just providing these yummy recipes on a platter every month. And some of it was existing recipes that I had, but most of it now out of the 10 recipes, there's at least 8 brand new ones, but some of them I'll add a few from my website. So you can actually repurpose content that you already got and just put it in front of people. Like for the first few ebooks, since I didn't have as many recipes, like there'd be 5 brand new ones and 5 that I'd already created on my website, because people don't know exactly what recipes you've got on your website. So it's just recycling content. And so when I make content for the ebooks, and then they're exclusive to the membership for a few months, and then they get drip fed onto my website. So it's repurposing that content, and then it's shared on Instagram. So so it's good. I think when I'm deciding what content to make for whichever ebook, I fill gaps on my website, knowing that it's going to be on there about 6 months later.
It's amazing. And I can hear the way in which you've developed your own internal processes for both producing content, etc. You mentioned that you've hired a few part-time people to help support you. What are the kinds of things that they're now doing to help you?
So I outsourced all my Facebook scheduling to one VA. The other VA is doing all my WordPress website stuff. And then I've got a membership manager, which was a huge thing to employ that. It's actually my sister. She's on maternity leave, so she needed some extra money. So, and she's so overqualified for the job. So she does all my EDMs and is in the comments as BJ Cook's team. Commenting on, so it's really nice to take that pressure off, thinking I need to be in the Facebook group commenting on everyone's recipe photos, but knowing that she can do it. So yeah, a membership manager, once you can afford it, and especially once your membership's over a few hundred members, is priceless. It's so good not having to worry about it, especially all the payments and all that kind of thing, and the emails, and it's exciting.
Well, I love it, and the thing that I love about it is that, you know, one of the pieces of advice that I got from one of my mentors years and years ago was don't go into it, grow into it. And that's exactly what you're doing. You know, like you continue to grow the membership, which continues to generate more and more of that recurring revenue, which puts you in a place where now you can make decisions about hiring people with confidence. And you're not going into it hiring a whole big team of full-time people. You're going into it like one person at a time, part-time, and then you're easing into these different areas. And I think that this is a really important lesson for everybody, is that you don't need to go into it and go full tilt and, you know, hire. No. Just ease it. Don't go into it, grow into it. That was a piece of advice. And I love seeing it kind of play out here for you as well.
Yeah, it's been good because I did it all myself at the start. And now I'm like, how did I do all of that? But the membership has grown as I've grown. And then doing these cook days where I have got a kitchen hand and there's my other VAs typing up the recipes made it a lot faster and a lot easier. And I've also got my other sister who's actually a way better cook and chef than me, creating recipes for me too, because I can't physically create them all each month sometimes. And she's a much better baker than me too. So she comes up with these amazing recipes, but she tries to make them in my style. So she reins back her expertise. So they're easy, like desserts and stuff like that. So it's nice to be able to support her too.
I gotta come on over to New Zealand. It sounds like it'd be a delicious feast, that's for sure.
She loves the desserts. Like we just did this one, which has got like a Snickers cheesecake on the front.
Oh, you gotta put this away. Like it's like oh my gosh, I'm like getting hungry looking at this.
So we kind of alternate. We'll do like 2 savory ebooks with dinners, and then we'll add a sweet one with like baking or desserts in it. So so now it's like I've got this whole library. It's so exciting. It makes it a lot easier to sell that I've got so much content now, and to make it easier for people. I've done like a meal planning poster with a picture of all the recipes, and so they can like play like Connect 4, like which recipes are going to have this week. So just adding things into the membership that people ask for to make it easier for them. So I've combined all the dinners into one big dinners ebook, and got the meal planning posters, and we're about to start doing like a monthly, like 5-day meal plan with the recipes that we've already got, just to make it easy.
That's amazing. Well, you know, Saffron said here, this resonates so much with me. Less is definitely more, and I love the sound of the membership manager too. Fabulous. And it's great to see all the comments that are coming in, and because I think people can really relate to the fact that you were in this place, you were giving away so much content for free. And the transition to paid content here, it's a big one, more so from the mindset standpoint, right? And
definitely mindset.
Yeah.
So at first you're like, I'm taking these people's money, but now it's like I'm giving you a great product, and now they can pay $12.50 and come in for a month, and there's 22 ebooks there, which is like over 200 recipes. So they've got so much value.
Okay, I want to talk to you about that real quick. Did the thought ever run through your mind, like, well, wait a minute, what if somebody does join for a month and then they go and download all this stuff?
They do. Every time I do a launch, there's probably 5 people that do that, but I don't care. Like you do, like karma, it comes, but you can take it and go. You're not one of my people. You obviously don't want to be in the community. So, and most of the people that do want to stick around are awesome. So not everyone's going to be for you, and they can come and download it, but the people that want to be there, so I'm fine.
Amen, sister. Well, thank you for saying that, because the reality is a lot of business owners get their knickers in a twist, worrying about like all these things that could happen, and this being one of them. Like, oh, what if somebody comes in and they download everything and then they leave? Well, what if they do? Like, why get your knickers in a twist worrying about that? Just focus on the people that want to be there. And as you said, the people that stay are awesome. And And that creates a totally different energy, where versus if you're worried about, the bad people, you're playing defense and you're trying to protect. If you worry about the great people, then you just come and you're exuding love and connection, and it only creates a more inviting environment for people to stay anyway.
Yeah, there's always a few. You can tell because they sign up and they cancel like a few days later. But that's okay. I often say when I'm launching, come in for a month. You've got nothing to lose. $12.50. Check it out. If it's not for you, you can go. So I don't know if they download the stuff or all of it, or it just doesn't feel right for them. But that's the good thing about it being quite a low price membership. The risk is quite low, which is good. But now that I've got the monthly membership, I've got a bonus. So adding that annual member bonus really upped my percentage of annual members that came along. I had added like a free monthly meal plan ebook, which was like worth about $20. So it was nice having that, and that made a big difference having that bonus for conversions.
What a great lesson for everybody here is that that extra incentive to sign up for the annual membership has increased your retention, has increased the lifetime value of those members. And it was just a simple tweak. It was adding that one extra component.
Yeah, it was really, that made a big difference. And then I also send out an email about a week before the annual's about to renew saying, this is coming up. Look at how much value we've got in the membership. Thanks for being here. And the retention rate's pretty good. It's probably about 70%. So I'm pretty happy with that. And that's a nice little cash injection when those launches come a year later and you're like, woo, I don't have to do anything. I just send one email and 70% of them are sticking around. It's awesome.
Yeah. Okay. We're going to wind up here in just a few minutes, but I do want to talk to you about, you talked about that, the renewals for the annuals and when that kicks in, how that's, always fun and exciting. What went through your mind that first month when those 300 plus founding members?
That was crazy. Yeah, I was like, I made like, I can't remember, it was like a couple of $1,000s, which I was excited just to paying for Tribe. I was like, I've paid for my I think I paid back Tribe, and definitely in the founding members launch. I think the founding members launch was about 9,000 New Zealand, which just blew my mind. I could make that much money. So it was really exciting. That next month that comes around again. Well, that monthlies do. So it's nice having that bigger cash injection when you have launches with all the annuals, but having that recurring revenue every month, knowing that you can pay your mortgage with that recurring revenue because you know exactly how much that is really helpful.
I just remember, the first month that I ever had a recurring sale come through, I just remember that feeling of like, wait a minute, like I didn't do a promo. I didn't do, and no sales happened. Like it's like this like magic moment where the reality of recurring membership and subscription income kicks in, and you're like, this is amazing.
Yeah, it's really cool. And I haven't learned Facebook ads yet, so this has all been organic, all my launches. So I'm excited to get my head around Facebook's ads. That's on the list this year. I've been saying it for ages. So just getting more people to that sales page to get more conversions, because I kind of know the conversion rate's about like 6 or 7%. So getting more people, more eyes to it means more people. So that's the next thing is Facebook ads.
Well, I was going to ask you, now you've crossed this 1,000 member mark, like what is next for you in the membership? Like, where is your headspace at? What are you focused on?
Well, the webinar I did, which was just on monthly meal planning, giving people hints and tricks and show them how to plan a month of meals in 20 minutes. That converted really well. So I want to go evergreen, I think, instead of having the closed membership. I want to turn that into a funnel once I learn how to do that, and turn the membership into an evergreen kind of funnel. Like you start off with the webinar and then move into the membership and turn that evergreen. So that I'll probably just do like 2 big launches a year with like a webinar launch, and then I'll have it on evergreen for the rest of the year.
I love it, buddy. I love it. Yeah. It's so exciting. I'm so proud for you. As we wind down, any final thoughts for everybody watching who may be thinking about launching a membership, who's where you were, a couple 22 months ago? Like what
I think just like think of content that you've already got. Like I had that hundreds of recipes that I already had, just putting it in front of people and like wrapping it up into a nice little package, and here you go. And then also the community, the Facebook community, there's about 700 or 800 members in there, and it's really a great place, and everyone's so encouraging. It's awesome having that community. So just thinking about the content you already have and how to package it so that's appealing to people and put it in front of them, because it is hard creating new content. So trying to create something with something you already got is always a good idea, especially if there's anyone into recipes. Like, you've got heaps of recipes, just put them in a cute ebook and make a membership.
Vanya, this has been amazing, buddy. Thank you so much. I know it's early where you are in New Zealand. I appreciate you waking up and sharing with us. There are so many great lessons from this, but one of the things that I appreciate is that you got beyond those mindset blocks and made it happen. And in the course of this, I can see it. You've gained clarity, you've gained confidence, and now you're in a completely different place in the way in which you were able to add value. And I loved hearing you talk about, like, yeah, you should join. Like, it's a great product. It's an amazing thing. Like, it's a completely different place than where you were when you first started it. And I love seeing it. So I can't wait to see where this leads for you. Congratulations once again. And thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me. It's been awesome. If anyone wants to has any questions, probably just like DM me on Instagram or something on VJ Cooks, or
that's what I was just going to say. Where can people best find you?
So it's VJ Cooks on Facebook and on Instagram, and I'm on TikTok now. And so TikTok's
VJ Cooks. Yeah, definitely go say hello to Vanya on Instagram at VJ Cooks. And also, as we wind down here, I want to encourage everybody, come join us for our free membership workshop. We host this one time a year. And this is where we talk about, like, would a membership make sense for your market, and what type of membership? You're going to get clarity around that. You'll get clarity around, like, well, what do I provide in the membership and how do I launch it? We'll talk about all that and so much more. Come join us. We do this one time a year. It's absolutely free. Just go to membershipworkshop.com. Vanya, thank you so much, buddy. I appreciate you.
Thanks for having me. See you guys.
See you, everybody. Take care.